What's going on, y'all? This be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Monday afternoon, and I plan on doing the same. Before we get into today's mess, let's talk about what we got coming up. Now, as you guys already know, the Real Housewives of Atlanta will be returning on May the 7th, which means that on Monday, May the 8th, the whether you like it or not, Season 5 panel will be returning, and it will be returning with Scotty by Nature TV, giving you the real tea, Josiah's World TV, Yakratis, Really BTV, and Simply Sakina, with also special guests Aaron Wiles Out, El Teddy 27, and Reggie Ortiz, with a host of other pop-up guests that will be popping up in and out of the season. So make sure you guys tune in. And if you're someone who watches the LGBT web reality series Chasing Dallas that appears on the Chasing Reality Network on YouTube, be sure to tune in every Thursday night for the Chasing Dallas panel, which stars Giving You the Real Tea, Scotty by Nature TV, Jamar84, Carl, Jeremy Speaks TV, and Tramel. Make sure you tune in because it's always a good time. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's mess. Now, there's more Xscape mess once again. The show has been over for the last week now, and we have nothing to watch on Sunday nights at this point. But now LaTocha Scott is still out doing runs, promoting her flop gospel album, and she went and did an interview with Kendra G on WGCI, a Chicago radio station. Now, in this interview, she was asked if there is a season 2 to the SWV and Xscape show, would she return? LaTocha Scott said that she would not return if there is a season 2, and she went on to blame Mona Scott Young for her portrayal on the show. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and listen in on what was said by LaTocha Scott when it came down to this. Let's take a listen.
The first question is, will you do another? Is there going to be a part 2 of this reality show?
Not going to be part 2 for me.
You're not.
No, I mean, when you come and you say 2 supergroups are going to be celebrated and it does not end that way, like you got everybody beefing on social media. The nerve of a black production company with Mona Me coming in and not celebrating black women. It's just tearing down. And the whole time, out of 7 women, I was being attacked every single day. So it's just that thing for me. Like when you say you're going to do something, we should be able to do it. And I think the fans have been slighted, and shame on her, shame on the productions for doing that. We didn't get to a tour. We didn't get to music. So what was the end goal? Like, what are we doing here?
Did you guys film those scenes? Because, for me, I'm be honest, I have been approached for reality TV so many times and I've always declined because I know what it is. Yeah. Like, I feel like we kind of know when you do reality TV, they're going to show the worst of you and not the best of you. So when you went in, were you not thinking they were going to try to find mess? Because that's what reality TV is.
Yeah, but we at the end of the day, we had already gone through the worst of the times with the first still kicking it. Okay. So we were getting past that. Did I have reservations? Of course I did. But when she started to say, hey, we're going to celebrate y'all going to do a tour. We're going to talk about how you do a show, how you got to do the wardrobe and the music. I'm like, that's beautiful. Because sometimes you do have banter back and forth with that. But when you come in and I'm being attacked every day and it never got to the music, it's like, what was this all about? And none of the things that happened until we started filming. None of the craziness. So it's like, was it a setup? What do we do this for?
I like this run for you because it's all about you.
Yeah.
But the Xscape fan of me still wants to know you're a part of Xscape.
I'm definitely a part of Xscape. I created the name. That's the mothership. That's where I come from. I will never forget where I come from. But it's time for me to do music. I've always wanted to do music. I know Candy didn't want to do music because she always felt like if we didn't surpass what we did in the beginning, then don't do it. But when I'm doing music, it's never predicated on sales. It's because I'm passionate about what I do. So the other girls was like, no, we, don't fall victim to what she's saying. I want to do music. So that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first question is, will you do another?
Okay, so that was LaTocha Scott basically on this interview with WGCI with Kendra G. I don't know why, but I like Kendra G. I've always liked Kendra G. But anyway, that was her basically talking about the Xscape show and how it's made her be portrayed and how it's making her look and all that stuff right there, right? So she got 30K problems, and the biggest one is giving the money back to her sister. That's the first thing. Number 2, it's funny to me how she's blaming Mona Scott for the whole thing in regards to this show when she came on there with, like, it's one thing to blame production, but then act like you don't have any type of accountability to be taken in this situation. Like, that's just not the case here. It's just not the case at all. And I feel like you need to take it upon yourself to just be like, girl, I did wrong. I came on here with a sour attitude, and that's just what it is. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, I don't understand why she tends to do these interviews, then play the victim, then whine and cry about being attacked. Like, at this point, everybody that's on that show has been attacked. Now, I can't say SWV has, because even when they did their reality show on WeTV, and I didn't watch the one on BET, but I definitely watched the one and reviewed it on WeTV, they didn't really get a lot of blowback. Like, yeah, Coco would get a tug at her wig, but she wasn't dragged like LaTocha is. But Candy has been dragged. Tiny has been dragged on this show. I mean, on the rest, in the blogs, everywhere. So you come in with a bad attitude and you think that you're supposed to be praised for it, and you come in with questionable reasons and questionable behaviors, and you bring your husband on there who's also amplifying the situation, and you think that you're supposed to be praised for that. I don't necessarily believe that at all. So, girl, please go somewhere and sit down. Stop trying to blame Mona. And it's funny how she's blaming Mona for this whole thing, but Mona is actually the person that's been out there supporting her, going to her shows, posting her on Instagram. So now it's shame on Mona. So I get that Mona is the one that everybody blames and points the finger at when it comes down to Love and Hip Hop and all these other shows that she's been a part of, and women are acting a fool and all this other stuff. I get it. We want to point the finger at Mona. Mona's a black woman. You know, she's allowing black women to go out there, you know, making a fool of themselves. Okay. But when will we take some form of accountability for the way that we portray ourselves? I mean, we all have to take some accountability at some point. And it's not me being on my soapbox, because I mean, at the end of the day, I had to take some accountability and change some of my ways when it come down to the way that I deliver my commentary. Like I said before, and people can say whatever they want to say about me. They could say, like, when I bring up certain things, people want to say you're crying and you're whining about shit, but it's not the case. I'm just telling the truth. At one point in time, you know, I don't want to be perceived as a woman hater. I don't want to be perceived a certain type of way. So because of that, I stopped saying and doing certain things on my videos, because I know that that's not who I am. You know, just because the next person may be okay with what I'm saying, that don't mean the next person gonna be okay with what I'm saying. But you know, whatever. People don't like me for whatever reason, so they gonna take whatever I say and make it as if you whining and crying about it, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's called taking accountability, because people were coming at me about certain things. I said, you know what, well, maybe I should just fall back on it, and maybe I should not say it, and maybe, you know, regardless of anything, even if I do feel like I'm being censored in a sense, I don't want to offend nobody. So let me not do that. That's called taking accountability. LaTocha doesn't want to take accountability for anything. She don't want to take accountability for going and getting a solo deal behind the group members' back. She don't want to take accountability for allegedly taking her sister's money. She don't want to take accountability for allowing her husband to wreak havoc between her and her group members. She don't want to. And now she don't want to take accountability for her own actions and her own attitude while being on this show. And now she wants to point the finger at Mona Scott. First, Candy was the reason why her solo album didn't come out. Then Tasha is the reason why people hating on her, and now Mona is the reason why she looked a fool on the show. Girl, please, at the end of the day, you knew what you was getting yourself into when you signed on that dotted line. It is what it is. But what do you guys have to say about that? Any thoughts on that? This be your boy Scott about Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and share this video, and also click on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. If you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below in the description box. With that being said, you guys, your boys up out of here, and until my next video, I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Bye.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Tremel. I just wanted to say that I have a new project that's out. It's called Mixed Feelings. It's on all streaming platforms. I would hope that you would go and check it out. It's a really good feel of an album. It's got everything you need and more. It's got R&B, it's got a little bit of pop, it's got a little bit of hip hop. It's everything that you need and more. It's out all streaming platforms, like I said. Please check me out, and you can also follow me at IAM_Tremel. That's IAM_TRAMEL. Check me out. I hope to hear from you.